Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your Collective May 2022 Tarotscope. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts as well as links to information on the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram and personal readings. Okay, so I do want to share that intuitively, the energy that I'm picking up for May is imbalanced, to say the least. I have been feeling like there's this split that has been taking place within the collective. And I do feel like it's a split of those who are aware of their divine connection, of their divinity, of their co creative ability, and those who are still kind of really got their roots into that egoic me or I drive, right? And I feel like those who are kind of clinging to the old paradigms, the old ways of being, the old belief systems that we are currently trying to move out of, I feel are going to feel this kind of pressure taking place. So it'll be really interesting to see what comes through in the reading, but I am feeling like we are being pushed to step outside of our comfort zones and also pushed to find ways to maintain our own balance, right? And for me personally, that looks like me connecting with my creator over and over and over again. I'm not here to push religion on you, but for me, and it's not even religion for me, it's just that connection to that divine source, to my creator, that helps me to stay grounded. And I always find myself going back to that in order to maintain that balance. So, whatever works for you. I'm not here to push anything on you. I'm just letting you know what's been working for me, and what that feels like or has felt like to me is riding in a car with cruise control on, just kind of like looking around and seeing a lot of people running around with their ass on fire. Okay, that's what it's been looking like to me. And I'm going to be honest, it's peaceful here. I like it. I don't see myself stepping out of that and into the chaos anytime soon. And it is a choice, by the way. So I'm also getting this feeling to be very cautious and mindful about what it is you are allowing access to your energy and what you're putting your energy into. I feel like boundaries are incredibly important for the month of May. I feel like we are in this space of identifying what is good for us and what is not, and making decisions moment by moment to either engage or not engage. And I feel like it's this sense of awareness that we're being pushed into to make these decisions that are for our highest good, from a space of knowing, our own inner knowing, that connection to the divine that says, hey, this probably isn't good for you, listening to that and taking action. So let's take a look at what we have going on for the month of May. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what can you tell us, please, about our month for May 2022 overall? What do we need to know for May 2022, please? I am getting this lightheaded feeling, which for me is indicative of an awakening taking place. And I do feel like this isn't going to matter what level you are at spiritually. I feel like we're all being hit with these awakenings, just to level up, okay? Tell us more, or tell us about May 2022, please. What do we need to know for May? Thank you. All right, so we do have here, damn, look at this. We have the Phoenix. Now, this is an energy that I've been picking up on for quite some time within the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. It's been this energy of rebirth and the pain that we experience, or you could attribute to experiencing during a birth, right? If you think about when you're born as a child, how traumatic that must be to go from this place of being comfortable within your mother's womb and suddenly being out and exposed and vulnerable, and have all of these different things that are influencing you, and these new things that can feel very, very scary, right? But when you look at it from that standpoint and you try to understand it in the sense of your creator is your parent, right? And it wants to protect you, provide for you, and lead you or guide you to what's best for you, right? similarly to your actual physical parents here, right? Or what a parent should be, right? Caring for you, protecting you. And with this Phoenix energy, I'm seeing us as going through this rebirth process. And if you look at the Phoenix, it's like you have to burst into flames and rise from the ashes. That can't be fun, right? So I do feel like we're going to be experiencing some turbulence, but it is for our highest good. It is for us to rise and to reach new levels of awareness, new levels of being, new levels of understanding, new levels of ourselves, and the ability to reach new levels that we may have thought unreachable before. With this buffalo energy coming through, this is an energy of ancient wisdom. It's an energy of being connected, right? That's what I'm picking up on intuitively. It's that connection with that inner knowing, with that creator, with that. It's like I've lived many lives, right? It's this feeling of everything that I need is within me. I've lived so long. I've lived so many lives and have experienced so much that if I could only tap into that, if I am able to, quiet my mind, my programming, my wounding, my trauma, then I could tap into that wisdom. And I feel like this will happen, I feel suddenly for a lot of people, right? I feel like with this lightning here in this card standing out to me so much, I feel like that moment when that all turns on is going to be very abrupt. It's going to be very quick and it's going to hit like, holy crap, right? And I feel like this is going to be especially felt by those who have been trying to like deny that connection or ignoring, not dealing, not healing, right? That sort of thing. But for those who are in a more awakened or aware state, I feel like it's going to be reaching this new level that you didn't expect. Almost as if it feels almost like that there's no way this is possible. Okay. I feel like that's what it's going to feel like. The bottom of this deck right now is the tiger, which is freaking beautiful to me because I'm instantly reminded that we are in the season, the Chinese year of the water tiger. And that water tiger is about taking risks, which is exactly the energy that I felt coming up, right? Stepping outside of our comfort zone. And I feel this energy coming through here. And what I don't think you see coming, right? Because this is at the bottom of the deck currently, what you don't see coming, I feel, is that risk comes with reward, right? Like the reward will come. Even if it feels like it's taking a long time, it will come. So that's what I'm picking up there. Let's grab some tarot and see what more we have here. Tell us more about this Phoenix energy for us for the month of May, please. Tell us more about this Phoenix energy and being reborn, please, for the month of May. I find it fascinating that we have, thank you, this energy of being reborn with the Phoenix, right? As if there's something new. And then the buffalo, which is a representation of like old wisdom, like ancient wisdom, or that's at least what I'm picking up. It may not say that, in the guidebook, if you were to look this card up, but that's what it feels like to me. And I find that fascinating because it's almost like to go forward, you have to go back, which is really interesting. So we have the Chariot coming out first, which is beautiful because that is indicative of movement for me. Also success. It's also that energy of choosing a path. Tell us more, please, about this Phoenix energy for the month of May. Thank you. Wow, this is beautiful. I love this so much. So first of all, we do have Chariot energy here, which is the energy of Cancer. We also have the King of Swords, which is the energy of Aquarius. Okay, so both of these coming through. You may feel this energy in your experience this month, but what I'm picking up here, and this is going along or clarifying the Phoenix. Ooh, look at that. It just like jumped or flew out of my hand. That was really cool. The energy that I'm picking up is, first of all, this movement, right? That there is movement taking place. Again, even if you don't see that in your physical world as of yet, okay? I also feel, though, that this is also about choosing a path, right? Here, even if you look, the horses have no reins, okay? So it's like you have to choose the path. It can go any way, okay, is what I'm picking up. And with the King of Swords representing this truth, right? It's, for me, that is what's coming through like most of all, is that truth. It's like moving in the direction of your truth, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. Um, and I feel like this is how you're going to stimulate, is the word I'm getting, this rebirth, this level up, is by moving in the direction of your truth at all times, allowing that to guide you and lead you, right? Allowing that truth to be the shot caller, right? Like, this is the way we're going, right? We're going to go in the direction of our truth, whether that's left, right, up, down, backwards, forward, doesn't matter. We're following our truth. And I feel, again, that's how you stimulate that rebirth process. That's how I feel like it's a way to like make things move along quicker if that's what you wish to do. Okay. The bottom of the deck right now, yeah, look at this, the Four of Cups. So this is like contemplation, apathy, disconnection, missed opportunity kind of energy, right? And so I'm seeing like following your truth may not be, how do I word this? It's almost as if you aren't able to see it if you're not looking for it, if that makes sense, right? Because over here, this cup is being offered with this rainbow coming out. And then you have these 3 cups over here that are empty. And it's like she's too busy noticing these 3 empty cups to recognize this cup here that's full, that's actually overflowing. Yeah, and I'm getting this burpee energy, which is a release of fear. Pardon me. So I feel like there's fear that needs to be released in following your truth or looking the other direction, right? Turning away from everything that you knew that you thought was all you needed, right? And then I feel like it's kind of like, oh, let me just turn my head this direction. I feel like don't be afraid of looking for your truth, for seeking truth, because what you seek is also seeking you, and you will find it. But if you're not looking, you'll miss that opportunity. Okay. So tell us more about this Buffalo energy for the month of May, please. Tell us more about this Buffalo energy for the month of May. Okay, thank you. We have the Page of Swords here, which this is, I feel that this is really about that curiosity coming with the buffalo. Okay, because again, I feel like this, okay, so I'm getting this like scratchy throat now energy, a block in my throat. This may not be something that you want to share right away, or that you would be willing to share, like be open or vulnerable about. I feel like with this Page of Swords, it's kind of this energy of like getting this nervousness or like anxiety around this topic of like spirituality and soul self. Okay. I do want to share that when I just looked up at the camera, we were at 13 minutes and 13 seconds. 13 in the tarot is the death. So the end of a cycle, rebirth, new beginnings. Okay. Metamorphosis. And that's what I feel like we're experiencing now. And again, I feel like it's one of those things where you may not be willing or ready to share things right away because it's new. You're curious, I feel. I feel you'll be curious, regardless of what level you're at spiritually or in your soul or healing journey, whatever you would like to label it as. Regardless of that level, I feel like there's a curiosity, and that perhaps you may not be ready to just share it with anyone, right? It's like, I want to learn more about this. I want to look into this more. I want to be able to process this and experience it. It's this very, let me swirl this around in my brain type of energy, okay? But it's showing up with this Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is, for me, this card of get comfortable being uncomfortable. Right? And I feel like because the Page of Swords is here with this anxiety, it's like, okay, I'm hearing something. I just heard get used to different. And the reason I'm saying that is because I feel like, first of all, you're going to feel different. You're not going to go back to who you were before. And secondly, I feel like your plans for the future with this Two of Wands is going to look different than what you thought it would. Okay. I feel like a lot of people's plans for the future are going to start to change based on new information's coming in. Okay, with that Page of Swords there. It's like, I just feel like there's this sudden like aha light bulb moment that just kind of changes everything. But again, we have a 2 of Wands here, and I'm feeling like that is really that energy of decision again. Like this is all free will, so you decide where you go, you decide what happens, right? Yeah. That's so interesting. Bottom of the deck right now is the 5 of Swords, and that's an energy, first of all, of reality. Okay, so your reality is going to be whatever you make it out to be, number one. Number two, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of conflict around this. Again, I feel that split coming up, that energy showing up for me, saying, you know, there's going to be conflict, like that you will experience that, I feel, whether it's within yourself or it's in your external reality. You're going to be experiencing conflict because of that split, because of these pressures, the energy that's taking place. But do know that, especially if you've been on a healing journey for quite some time and are learning how to maintain your own energy and come back to source and be grounded and those sorts of things, I feel like it's going to feel a little bit differently for you, and you may see it just more as kind of like practice, right? Like um putting what you've learned thus far into action, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's take a look at what messages we may need for the month of May. So please, what messages does the Creator have for us for the month of May 2022, please? What messages does our Creator have for us for the month of May 2022? Thank you. Wow. Okay, 1 second, guys. I feel like I need to show the bottom of the deck first. The bottom of the deck is Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay. And I feel like I'm sharing this because I do feel like, again, I feel like the energy has a potential to be very chaotic at times. And I feel like there's this need to know that you can lean back into your spiritual team, that you can call upon angels, your ancestors, your creator to help to give you strength, courage, to help you find peace and feel love and joy, to find warmth and feel held. Okay. As you go through a spiritual journey, regardless of where you're at, there are often times where you are alone in a physical sense, where you're separated from others, and know that separation is preparation, right? You go through these things so that you can learn and grow. And that way, when you come into contact with other people, right, you have this better understanding of yourself and your impact on the world, right? So I just feel like there's a need to know that you are not alone, regardless of how you may feel. And if you choose, of course, you have the opportunity to call on your ancestors, your angels, your creator for help. Okay. Okay, so the first message we have is transformation. Yes, I feel this. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. This is very much like what I was picking up, saying you're not coming back to the way you were. You won't be able to go back to the way you used to be, right? It's this whole new, like like a light bulb, like a new reality coming in. Okay, so I feel like that's very important. I feel like it's being highlighted for a reason. I'm getting this tooth pain coming in as well, which is tied with decision making. So I do feel like you're going to be making major decisions through the month of May, and I do feel like it's going to have to do with the fact rather that things are changing within you. Again, at a cellular level, you're going through this deep healing process, and so you may find yourself making decisions about things that maybe weren't relevant in the month of April, or prior to that, where it's like, wow, these are some changes that I really need to be making in my life because none of these things serve me anymore. This old way of being, these old ideas, these things that I thought that I wanted for my future, my life, they're not in alignment with me, and I need to let them go, right? So I feel like there's a lot of decisions that could be made in the month of May around a transformation that takes place. We also have Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Now, what I find fascinating about this is I do feel like, how do I word this? It feels like, first, okay, it feels like people from your tribe are going to start to find you. Like your soul tribes are going to start to grow. Okay. And I feel like that's going to take place more and more as your vibration rises. You will notice more and more people coming in, parts of your soul tribe. So I definitely feel like that, because I do feel like there's that calling, right? Like that whisper within the soul, or that yell within the soul that's like, hey, this is where you're supposed to be, right? So I feel like more and more people are going to be gravitating toward one another, and that belonging, the original light workers, those cliques of soul tribes that are meant to come together for mission, right? To raise the vibration of the planet, to raise the vibration of humanity, and move into this era of peace and love. So I do feel that. I also feel the other side of this being longing for home, in the sense of longing to connect with soul self, to reconnect with soul self, right? That so I feel like you may hear people saying like they feel lost, or they feel like they feel out of place, or something like that, and it's literally because their soul is pushing them to feel uncomfortable where they are, so that they can move into a space where they're meant to be. We also have unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. No surprise that the keepers of the earth or ancient ancestors stand beside you card come out. Now that we have, this is coming out as well. Even though I do feel like we're going through this deep healing process, I have been getting in the membership readings for quite some time this energy of healing and releasing, and healing and releasing, and it feeling like we're being bombarded, right? I've felt like that a lot. And I do feel like it's because we are collectively raising the vibration, the frequency of the collective so quickly that we're just, it's like, I feel actually, it's kind of being shown to me. I don't know if you guys do this, but like when you're cutting wrapping paper for Christmas or birthday or whatever, and you just slide the scissors across, you know what I'm saying? You don't like, like you just slide it on. I don't know if you guys do that or not, but that's how it's being shown to me, in the sense of, before it was this process of like, go through and cut the cord, and go through and cut the cord, and go through and do the work and cut the cord. And now it feels more like divine is just like, nah, we're just gonna nip it in the bud, just like that, boom, and done, right? Like very quick. And I'm being drawn, which is interesting because I've had these cards for quite a long time, uh to the actual body language of the two beings on either side of the middle here, right? And I'm seeing them as like um the almost like pain, like suffering, and I feel like that we're releasing ourselves from that pain and suffering, moving into this space of like freedom and lightness, like we're releasing that density. So I would feel like the more and more dense that you, or how do I word this, please, spirit? The denser the energy you're sitting in, the more almost like suffocated, or the more pressure you're going to be feeling. Whereas I feel for some of those who are more, have taken like the seat of the observer, I feel are going to feel it, but like feel like the after effect more than the actual pressure, if that make I know it's probably not making any sense, but um it's like like you don't, it's almost like you don't feel that pressure, but you feel your body like trying to recover and integrate from dealing with releasing all of this stuff, is what it feels like. It's interesting. Oh, wow. This is really fascinating, because I just saw actually Rebecca Campbell, who is the author of this deck, posted this to her Facebook page today. As I film this in real time, it is Wednesday, April 27th, and this was her card of the day that she posted. That's so fascinating. The synchronicities are insane, but it's fascinating because here's this card talking about align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. And that's exactly what we were just talking about, right? How if you're holding on to these denser frequencies, like you're going to feel that pressure, right? And it's going to feel chaotic and things like this. That's exactly what I feel this card is addressing. And it's interesting because I'm kind of noticing like this split even so in these cards, right? With the transformation and then the original Lightworkers card. Oh, cards over here are more of a lighter um, energy, where these, the Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, past lives, and what is not aligned or needs to change, are more of these denser frequencies, right? So I feel like there are some who, again, have been doing some work and, willingly walking into these transformational periods, open-minded, open-hearted, willing to receive whatever it is they're meant to for their highest good. And I feel like they're going to be feeling a bit lighter, right? And those who are really clinging to the old ways of being, the old things, the denser things, the things that are not serving them, the things that are not good for them, right? Like addictions and codependencies, victim mentalities, old stories, traumas, woundings, those sorts of things are going to be feeling this energy a lot more. And it's going to feel more like chaotic, more lower vibration, fear, panic, anxiety, those types of things. Okay, so tell us more, please, about this transformation taking place. Tell us more about this transformation, please. Thank you. Okay, so this is interesting because so when the cards land in this direction, I usually take that as it can go either way, right? Because everything happens for a reason. That being said, I'm just going to read these both in the upright and then I'll read them in the reverse because, again, things can go either way. And now remember, please, this is clarifying this transformation, right? Things are changing at a cellular level and deep healing. So we have the High Priestess here. Now, the High Priestess is often like she can't see, but she has everything she needs to move forward, to make decisions, to bring things into her reality, right? It is that energy of following that inner voice, your intuition, listening to that wisdom and following that divine truth, right? And allowing that to lead the way, right? Seeing without seeing and having faith in that, okay? Now, what's fascinating is it comes out with the Queen of Swords, which is an energy of truth. Okay. The Queen of Swords is also a Libra energy. And Libra energy is about honoring truth, being balanced and fair, right? It's also like the Justice card. So cause and effect. Okay. So I'm feeling like, first of all, this transformation, I feel it's almost as if it's stirred by your intuition and that inner truth, that voice that just won't stop talking within you, right? Beckoning you, if you will. And then with the Queen of Swords, it's like it's that truth, like within your being, it's true. Oh, I'm also getting another message. It like even if you don't see things transforming within your external reality right away, it is this energy of that knowing, right? That inner knowing, trusting that divine truth and that inner knowing that things are transforming, that you are changing, and that you will start to see this in your reality in divine time. Okay. Now, on the flip side of this, right, when we look at this, because things can go either way, the High Priestess in the reverse. Okay, so interesting. As soon as I flipped these cards around, my voice started getting scratchy, like a blocked throat, like my words are being blocked a little bit, and I'm getting like a lispy thing starting too, which tells me like that this truth is not being acknowledged or expressed, right? It's blocked, it's stuck and needs to come out. But with the High Priestess in reverse, that is that loss of self, repressing things, secrets, right? Hidden things. And again, that is why I feel my throat was blocked, right? Like my voice started getting scratchy. And it's also that denial of truth, right? Not honoring your truth, which is thus not honoring yourself, right? And here's what's happening with that. When you do that, you are literally delaying your spiritual growth your spiritual growth tremendously. Okay, tremendously. I feel like that is a word that is in like neon in my head is how it's being shown to me. So you seriously delay your own spiritual growth because you're literally denying yourself. Okay, and you can't it's like you can't grow that way. So it feels to me, this energy of it can go either way. It's like if you're sitting in truth and trusting, you're going to experience things changing at a cellular level, and it's going to begin to manifest in your physical reality, right? Um, Otherwise, not doing that, right? You're delaying your growth so much by not acknowledging that inner wisdom, that divine truth, and honoring that. So take it as it resonates. Tell us, please, more about the original light workers. What do we need to know for the month of May with the original light workers? Okay, thank you. All right, so we have the Hanged Man here and the Six of Wands. Here's what I'm picking up right away. I feel like some who feel like they could potentially be a light worker, right? Maybe you've been doing work on self for quite a while. Okay, that's the energy I'm picking up. You could feel like you've been in a state of pause or limbo, as if things aren't moving forward, like you've been stagnant. And maybe you've been even feeling to some extent that you're not being recognized for the work that you've been doing. Okay, like things aren't coming in. Like maybe you've been questioning, why aren't things happening, right? Why am I not seeing these results in my physical reality? And I feel like that could be potentially why you're like kind of like feeling almost like a sense of being lost, or you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm doing all the things. Why am I not seeing like bigger results or more results or something like that? Right? And I get this feeling of, first of all, I get the feeling of like getting a higher perspective and understanding like things happen in divine time. This concept that we have of time, and that concept that we have of like wanting it now is an egoic thing, right? It's not of source. It's not a, I mean it is, but it isn't. Like that's not how source works, right? It works in divine time. And so there's this feeling or this need, I feel, to release that need for recognition, right? Release that, idea of you being punished, right? I feel like some, and this was me, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started to awaken to my soul truth, I was like, I just want to go home. Like literally, like my soul was like, you're not from here. Like, and I'm like, I just want to go home. Right. And so it's this, and I did feel like I like got punished, like sent here because I was punished for something. Now I'm in a completely different space and don't feel that at all. And I feel like it's an honor to be here right now. Like I'm very honored as a soul to have the privilege to be a part of this incredible shift on this planet. So, the perspective has changed tremendously. And I feel like for some, there's a need here to let go of that, right? Like let go of that need to be recognized, let go of that need to, or that, not rather the need, but let go of that feeling like you're being punished because you're here, you know, and allow things to unfold, right? Just allow things to unfold the way that they're meant to. Try to gain a higher perspective and see things from an observer or larger picture point of view. I also feel like I need to say, if you are sitting in the energy, okay, yeah, thank you. I'm getting some fear energy again. So there's needs to be fear released around this. But if you are sitting in the energy of, feeling like you're being punished, or, feeling like, why am I not being acknowledged for the work that I'm doing and seeing results? You are literally blocking your blessings. You're literally like putting a halt to them the minute you doubt that they're for you. The minute you doubt that it's coming, the minute that you start to believe that all the work you're doing is for nothing, you're blocking your blessings. So it's like, don't sit in that, right? Like get yourself out of that energy. Tell us more about releasing soul patterns. Oh, that's weird. I don't ever shuffle like that. That was strange. Tell us more about releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, please. I do feel like there's something here about truth. And with the Seven of Swords coming out in the reverse, this is that coming clean. You can't make this shit up. Coming clean and rethinking the approach. Okay. So here's the thing. I feel like some of these individuals who are clinging to the old ways of being, it's like you have to release this shit. Like there has to be a new approach. Like otherwise you're just running in circles is really how I'm seeing this. It's being open to new modalities, new ways of being, allowing yourself to release these types of things, right? These stories, these contracts, these past life things that you're carrying, some of which may not even be yours to begin with, is releasing them. And I feel like this coming clean is, I mean, yes, it can be that energy of like, deceit and like needing to be truthful. Okay. Which is an energy. I'm not saying that you've been deceiving anybody, right? But being truthful, right? Expressing your truth, I feel. But I also feel there's this energy of like coming clean in the sense of like dust the dirt off of your soul, right? Like, who are you underneath all of this shit that you've been carrying around, right? Like coming clean in the sense of like finding who you are underneath all the mud and the muck, right? Underneath all the soul patterns, all the contracts, all the past lives, all the stories, all the things. Like, who are you underneath all of that? I feel like this is going to become more clear, hopefully, to more and more people as they begin to awaken and understand themselves more. But I do feel like there could be some who will continue to deceive themselves, because the Seven of Swords, even in the reverse, can still be a card of deception. And I feel like there are some who will continue to deceive themselves, and they will remain bound to these lower, denser frequencies. And I'm going to say it's going to be painful, you guys. Energetically speaking, I feel it. And I'm praying for those souls because it's not going to be pleasant. And I don't say that to scare you. It's just the reality of it. Okay. Tell us more about what is not aligned or needs to change. What do we need? Thank you. Look at this. Look at this. So here's what's fascinating. What is not aligned or needs to change? You have the 10 of Wands, and I'm going to read it both ways. First of all, because I feel like there is this need to take responsibility for yourself, 10 of Wands. There's also this need to put down a lot of burdens that are not yours to carry, 10 of Wands in the upright. In the reverse, there's also a need to let go of anything that is stressing you out, burning you out, and be willing to delegate shit to people. Like, don't be trying to take on the world by yourself, right? Even freaking superheroes have whatever they're called. I don't even, sidekicks. Is that what they're called? My human brain is not like connected to human shit right now. But yeah, like your sidekicks, right? Like even superheroes have them. So it's like, be willing to give shit to other people. Like, first of all, if it's your shit, take it back. Number one. And number two, you can't take on everything by your small self. And here's what I'm hearing. I'm going to be frank. Like, your creator has the limitless capability of addressing any situation. Us, from our human self, from these physical vessels, are very fucking limited in our perception and our ability to comprehend things from our current level of awareness. And therefore, it's like your creator, your source, Father, Mother, Life, whatever you would like to refer to it as, has the ability to bring you solutions that your mind, your human mind, is incapable of conceiving. Right? So it's like, fucking delegate. Delegate some of that shit back to the creator, because it's not meant for you to carry anyway. Right? Like, give it back. Any situation, moment by moment that I'm in where I don't feel like I can easily and quickly solve something myself in that moment, it's like, thank you, Lord, for providing me with blah, 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 whatever the fuck it is, fill in the blank. And then I let it go. Now, are there times my mind kind of wanders back to that thing? Sure. But I just thank the Lord again. I just give it right fucking back. Right? So it's this energy of like being willing to delegate some things to your creator, because that is what like he is capable of, where we're not able, right? Bottom of the deck, interesting, King of Cups in the reverse. So here's the thing. The King of Cups in the upright is very spiritual, very big-hearted, very in control of his emotions. There's this beautiful balance between his head and heart space, right? Very loving, very warm, but it, again, is in control, right? Look, just sitting very comfortably. In the reverse, it's this energy of having no control over your emotions, or um, being emotionally manipulated, or emotionally manipulating other people, being cold, being moody. And I feel like if you experience this in your external reality, so in your relationships at work, in your romantic relationships, your platonic relationships, your familial, wherever and whatever it is, if you're experiencing this energy of coldness and moodiness and all these things, it is that pressure. Because people are being, I feel, pushed into a corner to deal with their emotions, their feelings, their intuition, and their spirituality. And in not doing that and denying that or avoiding it, that pressure is building and building and building. And it, I feel, is going to come out as this like very like angry and like not in control of your emotions, like angry outbursts. Maybe they're crying one minute, they're yelling the next, right? Like just really, actually, you guys, I say this so lovingly, but I just got the word like unglued. Like they just seem very unglued, is how we may term it. Okay. So I feel like there's a need to know that if things in your external reality, and this can be globally as well, you guys, because I'm picking this up throughout the collective as a whole, if you are seeing like kind of like chaos, coldness, this emotion, this manipulation taking place around spirituality, around emotions, around intuition, what you feel, right? Things like that. And witnessing this like imbalance or people coming unglued, know that it is all to progress us, to grow us, and know that you're not alone. Know that your creator and your ancient ancestors are standing beside you to help guide you and lead you through this rebirth process. Tap into that ancient wisdom. Tap into the fact that you are a child of God, of the creator, of Father, Mother, Life, of Source, and you are supported at all times. But it is sitting in that truth, knowing that truth, having faith in that truth, and moving forward with that truth in mind, that is going to help you through the month of May. So that's what I have for you for the month of May. I want to thank you so very much for spending your time and sharing your energy with me. I am truly so very, very grateful. I hope that you have an amazing May 2022, full of growth, expansion, and beautiful, beautiful blessings. I love you so much. Take care of your beautiful soul, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.